To piggyback on a video that I posted earlier about demoting people, I've realized this through hard-won experience and dramatics, to be quite honest. I have a friend who I love and care for dearly. We have years and years of history together, and I love so many aspects of her personality. I love so many parts of her spirit. She has so many redeeming qualities as a human being. But she's going through a really, really hard time in her life, an excruciatingly hard time in her life. And as I tried to bridge the gap between like some of the decisions that she was making and some of the chaos I saw was in her life because she was going through a hard time, and I didn't have requisite boundaries around her, and I was allowing her unfettered access to my life, and I was also giving her unfettered attention and love, I started to realize that it was not only like putting me in these really precarious situations, but she herself was not showing up as a good friend to me because she just couldn't. And I could be really judgmental because of the consequences of that dynamic, and I could make all these judgments about her life. And the reason why I could be judgmental about her and why I felt desire to be judgmental, it was because I didn't have requisite boundaries around what should have been allowed in my sphere. I was allowing her and her chaos because of her hardship to be in my life and to affect my own energy and to oftentimes put me in dangerous, precarious situations because I was not having requisite boundaries. So of course I had resentment. That's what happens when we people please and we don't look out for ourselves first and foremost, and we allow people into our energy and we allow their chaos to come in. We're going to have resentment because it's affecting our life in a negative way. And only we are responsible for protecting our peace and laying down requisite boundaries. And until we do that, it doesn't serve anybody because we're going to have resentment towards them. And we're going to have resentment towards ourselves, that we continually keep getting burned by these people that we love and that we're trying to show grace and we're trying to show loyalty. But by doing that, we're consistently getting burned. And I realized in order to love her the best way I know how and to not completely walk away and just burn down this friendship because I've been burned so many times and I can't take it anymore and something in me just snaps, I do not want that to happen. And so the answer in that situation is boundaries. The answer in that situation is demoting her from the role of like CEO best friend to perhaps secretary, in that I speak with her as a owner of a company would speak to a secretary, and I keep her in my memory. I keep her in my good thoughts. I speak highly of her. I see her once in a while as is necessary. Perhaps it's her birthday or it's a special event. I show her I'm there for her and that I care for her. But she is by no means CEO or CFO status in my life. I'm not talking to her daily. She doesn't know the inner workings of my life. I don't know the inner workings of hers. I'm not prioritizing my time with her. I'm not prioritizing my time away from what I absolutely need and want to do, which is spend time with my family and create and work. And then in that really rare, precious, special time that I have to myself to then go do, spend time with friends or connect or whatever, I'm not giving that time to her because she's a secretary. I'm giving that time to the CEO or the CFO that has earned it, that feels safe in my presence, and that also promotes me. Their presence in my life promotes me, and it is good for me and it is healthy for me. Those are the people that get that precious time. So in my own experience, I've learned that by not demoting people, by allowing people unfettered access to you, no matter what, you are actually burning yourself and you're burning the relationship. You think you're being loving and kind. You think that you're giving the benefit of the doubt and that you're loving somebody through a hard time and you're giving them grace. But in reality, what you're doing is building up a well of resentment because their behavior and their actions are continually hurting you over and over again. They're continually burning you to the point where you're just going to walk away. You're going to throw your hands up and be done and cancel them forever. Or you're going to build up so much resentment that you start judging them and you start mistreating them and you start doing things that don't resonate with your own integrity and how you want to treat people. Boundaries and demotion. That is the key to keeping relationships where it's fraught, where it doesn't match your frequency or your energy, and it is putting you in harm's way and actually bringing you down.